And like in the watchtower before, the elves had embedded these precious rubies into the bark of the trees to give them more light, which they don't need as much of as humans do. So I imagine this is a place that is very different from a human settlement. Like, um, there's not as much furniture. Um, a lot of life happens in the trees, and the lighting and the use of light is very different. Um, there would be fires to warm yourselves at, but few candles or torches, and mostly just the sounds of the evening, the voices and instruments of elves are making music in the trees and in the forest down below, and the moon shining in with its bright silver light. The tree houses are connected through bridges and ropes, so you could climb throughout all of this city in the trees without ever touching the ground. So, if you guys want, we can jump right to the next morning. Or, like, if you would like to have some introductory banter between our characters, I think Wavian is just returning from the smithy, which, by the way, is one of the few buildings that is located on the ground.
Okay. Yeah, they'd have to have it lower.
Yeah, just because of the dangers of fire.
Right, exactly.
One more reason the elves don't have many candles here. Yeah, and it's quite eerie for the human eye, probably. This settlement without light. But for you elves, it makes you feel kind of peaceful.
We could see perfectly.
Exactly, and
Yeah.
it's without all that distraction that is like commonplace in the human world. There's a quiet, like a quiet, somber mood about everything, and not as stressful and fiery a life as you would have in High Moon or other settlements. So, even if you haven't ever been to a Moon Elven settlement before, you can feel the connection to this style of living.
These are definitely moon elves.
Yeah,
Okay.
mostly.
Right.
There's a few half elves and a few wood elves living here, but the vast majority are moon elves here. And it's kind of reflected in their lifestyle and their culture.
I didn't realize the moon elves of Faerun lived in tree homes like this. I thought only wood elves really did that, and the moon elves were a little bit more nomadic. Like I know they live in Everesca, and they have like almost like a human-like city there, but with an elven style type of deal.
Yeah, in earlier days, in other parts of Cormantor or Cormantir,
Yeah.
you wouldn't have like as many tree homes as you would have in the Sember home, which always was like a refuge for your people with hidden villages and stuff like that. Like Mithranor is or was a massive city built of stone and wood, not within the trees like this little village is.
Right, because they don't have that stuff anymore.
Yeah, exactly. And this village seems to be in danger from time to time from what you've seen. Like you pretty much, if you don't know the village is there, all you see when you come from the surface is a clearing with a pile of burnt bones. and the tree homes above are well hidden. But yeah, we got Gwavian strutting back toward his friends.
Oh, more like shuffling back to his friends after being shot down miserably
Yeah.
by the smithy and paying out that butt for some thieves' tools.
Yeah. Araheldor, I think, was not with you.
No, he was off
this
with his
point.
lover.
Yeah. He was
Oh,
visiting
he has a
someone.
lover here.
He does. Or at least he says so.
It's the
Right,
Smithy's
yeah.
sister. Smithy said so herself.
Yeah.
I took better notes, and I'm just doing this off memory.
Yeah, I didn't remember all that. I write down the key points, not the little details.
All that personal stuff.
Personal
Yeah.
stuff's important, man. You really hurt my ego last time.
I did?
No, Dave.
I didn't
yeah.
hurt your ego, your rolls did.
You shush. Do not mention my dice. They are possessed. I need new ones.
So, Revlin sees you coming back and says, "So, how did it go?" Slightly intoxicated and, thumbing through his spell book. Raises one eye up above the book and kind of looks over at Gwaywin with a quizzical look. No mischievousness in his voice, just a curiosity what he was up to.
Oh, Wei Win just kind of slumps down in a chair and grabs a goblet off the table and says it was fine, and just completely despondent. Shot down, poor young elf.
I'd like to make an insight check. Is that okay?
Yeah, you can. Are you trying to hide something, Gwavian?
No, he's just like kind of blowing it off like it was nothing, even though it affected him.
Alright, yeah, you're not trying to deceive. So
No,
it's not a versus test.
Well, I'm just, I rolled an 11. Can I tell if there's anything bothering him? That's what I was looking at.
yeah,
yeah.
what's your bonus?
I have an 11 total for insight.
Okay. You can definitely tell that is everything all right? Yeah. Is
Okay.
not a,
I turn to Archimedes and
yes.
says, like, something's bothering him.
Well, he is a youngin. There's gonna be many things in his bother him.
Aye, but we're
Probably
supposed
involves a
to.
woman.
How can you
All
tell
things
that?
do.
How do you know that?
Well, because
Don't
all
assume
things
that,
do.
Archimedes.
Almost all things do. As I sit there, pipe on my smoke weed, all stoned and in great wisdom of meditation, I pass them to Revlin. I say, Revlin, it's been a while since you partake. You should open your mind.
No, thank you. I must memorize something tonight. I have no time for such things. Leave me to my studies, please. Just don't tempt me again. I'm standing on the chair so I can study a little bit more intensely. It's working. I can feel it. So no, I pass on that, but
I blow a big old cloud right in his face.
that's fine. Have your fun.
Get contact high.
And I keep penning in my my book, like, different things and notes. Taking on a very serious mood here. I feel a little bit out of place because it is strange to me being around so many elves.
yeah, and you're probably overwhelmed. Like you know the human world well, right?
Yeah, I know Neverwinter. So
Yeah, and this
It's,
place is very different. Like by the way, I've put some background sounds to chat for you.
background.
Like Revlin is a city person, and here there's like little living things everywhere. The crickets singing their song to the night sky, little glowworms hovering all about you. And where you are used to the screaming voices of people, the rattling of carts even in nighttime, this is eerily silent for you until you get used to it and start hearing all the little sounds that come up from the forest floor and live all around you in the trees. Has our Revlin ever really been to an elven settlement?
No, I mean, other than when he went to High Moon, that was like the real first quote-unquote elven settlement. There's quite a few elves that visit Neverwinter, though. But like as far as elven settlements, this is the first time he's been in Elven lands, really. Definitely not anything like this, that's for sure.
Yeah, like it's something about this place that feels special. And you cannot yet discern whether it is uneasiness or excitement, or you not being able to accept it yet, what this place awakens in you. But how does Revlin react? Like, does he show it in any way to his
He
companions?
just kind of like he shows it in the way I described. He's becoming like very intent on his studies right now, just because he knows he's on some kind of dangerous mission, and he figures the best thing for him to do is focus, read his book, and study it, and think about the journey ahead. He really very much, even though he can't take in all this beauty right now. That's the sad part. He really wants to move on as soon as possible and accomplish this thing that he set out to do. He knows it means a lot to Archimedes, so he's willing to travel to a certain length, but he's also trying to learn and jot down as much history as he can. But he's finding it difficult to like enjoy himself. He's not thinking about the moment. He's thinking about his goals as opposed to enjoying himself right now.
Okay.
That's basically where he's at in his head. He's got his sort of legs crossed, one leg over top of the other, and his book is, on his knees, and he's like bent over, sort of writing in it, like kind of muttering things to himself, like, cast this first, hand this way, left, right. You just hear him kind of going over and over his spells, and twiddling his pen in the air as he levitates it.
Cool. So, Archimedes, are you getting intoxicated as well?
Mm-hmm.
What does that look like?
Well, Archimedes is kicking back, relaxing, with his great, ancient, finely carved wooden pipe with Druidic runes in it. Making little puffs of it and blowing little puffs of smoke out and enjoying himself as he's sipping on a fine elven wine. Enjoying his surroundings. He feels peaceful. He feels at home, at ease. This is what he's used to from his people, is an environment of such like this.
Yeah, it's definitely different, but yeah, this feels like home.
Yeah, this is what home would feel like, And Archimedes is more of a hermit too, where he doesn't live even in the populated area of the High Forest. He lives by himself, in the Unicorn Run, where the Fae run wild and stuff like that. Even then he lives a little bit by himself in hermit. So, but he feels like, for him to be a hermit though, he normally feels uncomfortable around large crowds and around people, but this is his people, so he feels a little bit more at ease and more comfortable, and also because it's the perfect setting, like it's the environment of his kind of like what his home is. So, it's very similar. He has a home up in the trees and up in the tree and stuff like that. As such. So, yeah.
Yeah.
So he's just taking it in, relaxing. Ready for tomorrow's travels, pondering his thoughts on this archdruid, which is also known as the dark wood of the heart.
The Heart of Ash. Yeah.
Yeah, the heart of ash. Yeah, sorry, I missed those words up bad. He's thinking anticipation on how great it would be to meet this elven archdruid and just live for 1,000 years and be taken on as his apprentice, and how much he can value from that and learn and unlock secrets that are been unknown, and stuff like that. He's pondering the idea of obtaining power.
As usual.
As usual, yes.
Okay. Yeah, and now Gwavian, our young elven ranger.
Whoops.
What was that?
Hit the back button. Click. That was me.
You and your magics.
Yeah. Sorry.
Whoa, our dice are
No worries.
different. Whoa.
Whoa.
Okay.
Holy
Hit
cow.
the back button again?
I'll lock the thing there.
No, it's still
What the heck?
fucked. Hit the back button a couple more times.
Maybe I'm just gonna load.
Yeah, I would just load.
No, just hit the back button because it's the auto load feature.
Alright. Oh, where's Gwavian?
Because I don't even see myself anymore. There's giant pizzas on this thing.
Yeah, you've got good elven food. Probably mostly fresh fruits.
I don't see my guy.
You're over here.
Oh, I'm underneath a bunch of food. That's why I don't see him. Dave, hit the back button.
It's a brand new map. You've reloaded it.
Really?
There's no.
I'm not seeing nothing.
I don't see
Alright.
anything there where you say food.
It's all on
I
the
see
table.
food. Yeah.
The food is
Oh.
gigantic on my table.
Yeah, there's
That is
all
weird.
sorts of food on the. There's turkey
It's
legs,
not a brand new map.
cheese.
Maybe if
Tomatoes.
you drop out and come in. That's-
Maybe I'm just lagging.
Alright, I'll come
well,
back.
it does show it for me. How's it for you, Vince?
Everything seems perfect for me.
Cool. Okay, yeah, we'll have that sorted out in a second. Meanwhile, yeah, you come back to this scene. Revlin like turns his head, looks at you, and then mutters a comment. You can see he has had quite a lot of good elven berry wine. You can see Archimedes smoking his pipe weed.
I can't
Probably
choose
having
color.
a glint in his eye already.
Can you
like a little,
promote me or something?
Oh yeah, definitely. Sorry. There you go.
Alright. Know why that
So
happened.
Archimedes smoking his pipe, probably having leaned back, and I imagine that like there's not much of like chairs or something here. There's little like cushions on the wooden floor, and a low table with all of these kinds of fruit. Some of them are strange to strangers of this land. Some of them you know well. Pretty much what grows in the forest, and also a few items that are traded with the humans in the Dale. But it's high myrtle, and there's a lot of like fruit going around right now.
It's what time?
Myrtle, which is like pretty much high summer, like July.
Oh, okay. Oh, what the fuck?
Whoa, I have
What are you
no
doing?
idea.
I don't know. Hit it again. Sometimes you have to do it twice.
There you go.
I loaded in a book.
Well, it is the Book of Doom, obviously. Yeah, so Gwaywin, you come back to the scenes, your companion's quite intoxicated. What do you do?
Well, who am I to say anything to the wizard? I can't even smooth talk a woman. I'm just gonna leave it be.
So you head down, just settle.
I settle and get into my own drink. I mean, the death of my brother, the rejection. He's in a bad mood.
Like there's a bottle and a big decanter on a small table before you. And Revlin has been pouring quite a bit from it already, but the elves here are dead. Yeah, it's really good too. Like you've never had wine like this before.
Yeah, I think
it hasn't aged much.
Is this the wine that we spent 50 gold pieces each to
Yeah.
get a bottle of? Oh,
Yeah, I
this
think
is
so.
very expensive shit, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah,
This
very
is-
good stuff.
Yeah, and like you cannot really get it anywhere else because it's only as sweet as it is if it's young and hasn't aged.
Oh,
Either
it's
in
a very
bottle or
sweet
cask
wine.
right now. Like something Archimedes you would be used to from your childhood, for example. Or your younger years when you were still living at home. Like that's something you can't get in the human world.
Yes.
And
Yes,
it
we're
works.
We're most fortunate to get our hands on such a prized bottle of fine elven wine. This doesn't come. This is very rare in the realm that you frequent, Revlin.
Is it now?
Yes, it is. It's only very common amongst true elven cultures, where you know, deep in the homelands of the forest and stuff, you'd find such quality of wine.
Well, I'm definitely enjoying it. It does help me
Yes.
think a little clearer.
And I toast you.
Oh, thank you. I toast to you, my friend. May
Yes,
our journey
fair
be
winds.
swift and successful. Let's help
Fair
this land.
winds. Yes, may our
Sweet
fair
laughter.
winds and swift travels.
Swift travels then.
And Gwaywillian
And to
half-heartedly
our new
lifts
friend
his...
Gwaywin.
Huh?
And to our new friend Gwaywin, I'm like making a second
Yeah.
toast. Like,
Yeah, yes.
you
and
know.
to our new friend Graylin.
may his brother's soul rest. And I
Yes.
just kind of, I'm saying that sort of like with a slight tinge of hopelessness in my voice, because I don't think that we're gonna get him back. It's not gonna happen in my mind. Like that, and I feel a little bit, you know, dejected because of the fact that we let him die. And then I sort of just blurt out one more time, may we please find this druid, you know, because it's so important that we find this druid.
It is very
Yeah. And I'm being sarcastic, I'm saying this. I'm like, you and your druid. You know, maybe we can lose Gweiwien along the way too, finding this druid. What do you think? How's that sound?
Well, if it comes to that, but I think he would hold his own in battle. I mean, he's not as experienced as us by any means. I mean,
And I
see
say,
how-
no, really, we should spill as much blood as it needs to happen to get this druid.
well,
Jeez.
I definitely must seek him out. I believe it is part of my fate and my path that is guided to me from Sylvanas, to seek out this druid and to become his apprentice.
Yeah, you're just like the others, Archimedes. Anything for power, I see. It's like the teachers always told me at college that, you know, you must achieve power if you want to become great. Well, I never saw things that way. Power is not the end of all things. Maybe we should put all this stuff aside. Seriously regretting coming here. We're going to get ourselves killed, or we're going to get this young man killed, young elf. We could probably die ourselves. He's really drunk at this point. That's why he's giving in a little bit to the thoughts of despair, and he's just not.
Well, do not
like,
despair, my friend. Everything has a way of working out.
Despair?
And we will be in our element. And we'd be in our element. You know?
You don't know what lays ahead, Archimedes. We could be walking into a death trap. You heard what the old woman said. That there's dark powers at work here. Very dark powers. Do you think we're powerful enough to take on all these kind of ancient dark powers? And I think we're in over our head. I mean, we've gotten one person killed by a creature that, well, I mean, I know they're dangerous, but it wasn't even that powerful. We still didn't keep him alive.
I know. Well,
we need to seek more help. I don't know why we're here. We need to find someone who can mend wounds or something.
I believe he died from inexperience. I mean, you see how he just rushed in there.
Yes, inexperienced, but we were charged with protecting him. We're going to go do this.
We were charged with that. Yes, that is true.
We're probably in deep crap with his mom.
Well, no doubt we are. I mean, his aunt. Remember, we promised. We're even breaking our own.
We're going to be thrown out of this land before we ever get a chance to find this druid.
Because this kid right here, he's supposed to go back. He wasn't even supposed to stay. You know, he's supposed to return too. That is an oath that we promised as well. You know, letting them tag along.
I know. Yeah. Which is why we maybe should turn back at this point. I don't know.
Yeah. And as if the darkness of your words by some wicked magic had drawn more darkness into the world, you can hear the distant sound of wolves howling atop the hill. And Archimedes, your eyes wander to the northeast, and you know it is not the joyous howling at the moon that they do at this time of year. It is telling of danger and something going horribly wrong. And as you look into the forest, you can see a flickering light on the horizon there. And for you to be able to spy it from so far away, it must be a gigantic fire.
Yes, it must be. Wonder what that is.
You tell me. You're the druid. You know these lands. In my experience, fire is meant to destroy.
Yes.
Sometimes create, but in this place, I don't think this is good. It's probably not supposed to happen.
Gweiwien, you coming from this region can make a history check.
Alright, history check. Let's see what my evil dice give me. history is 16. Wow.
Okay. For a long time now, 2 or 3 centuries at least, the region located between here and Darkwatch has been plagued by rampant forest fires.
And glancing out the window over my goblet, I just tell him it's probably another forest fire, and go back to drinking.
Is that okay? I mean, does this happen? I mean, we could set the whole forest could be catching on fire as we speak.
They've been happening for the past 3 or 4 years now. It's not sure what the cause is, but it's bad news.
I get up from my chair and I look out the window or wherever I can see it from.
Yeah, like you're pretty much like on a platform more than in a house. Like you have a roof above your head, but
well, I get towards the edge of it, like along the rail or something.
Yeah,
and, I look out at this fire. What can I see?
Squinting your eyes, you can now see it as well, since it has been pointed out by Archimedes.
How far away is it? Like,
it must be miles and miles away.
Oh, okay.
At least a day's travel. But you can see it burning brightly in the hills to the northeast, where the forest climbs up and the land becomes dry.
I don't like this. I kind of come back to my studying.
Yeah.
In fact, I say, this is not right. This feels very dark, and I think I must lie down. I must get some rest. And I rest for the evening here. I lie down and meditate when I do it. That's how I roll.
Cool. Yeah. Archimedes, Quavian, what are you guys doing?
Yeah, I dump out the contents, what's left in the pipe, and blow it out and stuff, and tuck it back in one of my satchels or pouches, and I was like, yes, we must probably good time to retire for the night and be ready for the morn. Just to rest our minds. And then I go and I rest my head on one of these beds over here.
All right. Yeah.
A nice comfortable bed.
Is it my turn now?
Yeah. You're left alone. With the dark thoughts that have been raised.
What is that? Oh.
Yeah. Maybe you hear a woman's voice echoing between the trees. There's some more music in the chat if you guys want.
I hear it.
Yeah, it seems to be a mother's lullaby for her child.
Refilling his glass one more time, he walks over to the edge, takes a big swig, and just stands there listening until she finishes, and then heads off to bed.
Yeah. You remember this song? Your own mother sang it often, and as you turn back, your face is probably streaked with tears. Or are you fighting them back?
No, he's giving in to his emotions. He's not fighting anything at this point.
Yeah, you remember days in the sun at your brother's side. You three playing in the forest, swimming in the lake. And there's some weird emptiness in your heart since he's been gone. Yeah.
Just
Heavy stuff.
he just Gwewilian just reflects on his past as he sits down to meditate, and that is it for him for tonight.
Alright. You're all awake to a beautiful summer morning. Oh, it's probably in the hours early before dawn. And the sun is just coming up. Ah. Over the vast woodlands to the east. The fire seems to have died down during the night, and you only can see a pillar of black, thick smoke rising where yesterday you saw flaring light. You can hear the elves in the surrounding trees waking up to their day's work. And there's probably a lot of song in the air, greeting the new day, saying prayers to Corellon and the other Seldarin.
Do they worship Saloon since they're moon elves?
Yes, yes, she would definitely be worshipped in these parts.
Okay.
I think she doesn't have a temple in the village, but maybe someone has a private shrine or something.
Corellon's definitely like the main god of the sun elves, really.
Yeah, he's quite prevalent in the area though. It's
Okay.
like this is, or north of here, is Corellon's sacred and blessed land, which he gave to your people as a place of refuge.
That's right. Yeah.
And it's said that some of his power resides in the lake.
How about Sylvanas?
Sylvanas is definitely revered amongst the elves here, but he's more among those who really like make a living from the forest. Most people here do, but some more than others. And most elves here would worship the elven counterparts more, probably. But yeah, if you had a look around, you would probably find someone who holds this deity close to their heart.
I think I shall take some of this food for rations. Maybe some of the fruits. This, some oven bread, some cheese.
Yeah, I stock up on
maybe
rations since
it's been
offered.
This unique bread that seems to be bread that is baked with tomatoes and cheese on it. Take some of that as well.
Yeah, that luxury lampus you have.
Yeah.
Yeah. You can
AKA
definitely
pizza.
get one ration of fresh food, which will spoil in a few days,
Okay.
and one ration of food that is more durable.
Okay.
each.
Very good. Very, very good.
Yeah, I don't think much of the wine made it through the night.
No, we polished that bottle off.
Yeah.
But yeah.
There's not much in there to begin with, probably.
No.
Well, as we know from Tolkien, elves like their drink, and we were
Mhm.
definitely well supplied here.
Yes.
They like wine, especially.
Yeah, so much they drink until they fall asleep.
Which is funny that they can actually sleep.
Yeah, it's a different world.
Yeah.
So yeah, all around you, there's this. It all looks very peaceful at first glance, but with the smoke in the background, and dark times all around you in the world, the people here notice it too, and they go about their day's labor and whatever else they have planned. But you can see many of them looking up at the sky. you can see more of them carrying weapons than you would have supposed, probably.
Oh.
Like normally, it would be proper to like carry a knife in such circumstances, but now you can see bows being like put in places where they can easily be reached.
Like they're getting ready for something.
Yeah, like it's a feeling of unease. Also, like you have learned that there have been news of this fairy army in Mithranor, and they don't know exactly if they might be hit by a surprise attack.
So we're all seeing this together, right?
Yeah, yeah. Like as you're waking up, it's like when we see this as viewers in a movie, you have like these beautiful pictures of nature, the sunlight like lancing in through the leaves, this beautiful settlement being built into the trees, and these beautiful people, the elves, in their quiet ways going about their business. And then you like see the close-ups of weapons carried,
Yeah.
people glancing at the sky and stuff like that.
Mm-hmm.
From my years of experience, does it appear that they're preparing themselves for war?
You can see some of them have banded together. Like there's not really a city watch or anything here in town, but there are elves who have served in the army of Deepingdale, probably. You can see a few of them have banded together, some wearing armor, like planning for a possible attack and stuff like that. You know, war is ravaging these lands and the lands to the east. So these people have been getting ready for some time, but something has to start them. And maybe they don't even notice it themselves, but there's an air of unease about many of them.
Perhaps we should find out more about what's going on. Anyone disagree?
No, we should. We should seek out what's going on.
Okay.
We should at least get a lay of the land.
Yeah. So where would you go to look? Like, you don't know if the Council of Elders is assembled. You can definitely see elves out and about, which you can ask. Do you have anything particular in mind?
That I don't. That's what I don't know where to start talking or asking questions. Maybe with the matron or.
Yeah, you could see if Uribes is awake.
Okay.
Like she's
So
only.
She was over there in her study.
Yeah, and her study too probably is like pretty much an open air affair.
Mm-hmm.
A roof on some posts on one of these platforms. Everything beautifully carved. And you can see her there, this ancient elven
wasn't
woman.
there a lieutenant though that we could?
Yeah, there was definitely someone. Like you met some armed people the other day,
Right.
and like there was one of them who the others seemed to follow, who brought you to the Council of Elders, actually. And you can probably see him with a group of warriors, if you want to say so.
Mm-hmm.
Who are like patrolling in the trees, or most of them are probably like sitting together in the clearing, and
Denna Lagostin was the lieutenant, right? That was
let me
there.
have a look.
Denna Lagostin was a lieutenant here, and lieutenant in this town, Moonrise Hill.
Yeah, you met him, and as I said, like he brought you to the Council of Elders, and you see him down there. Probably the others are like all in a crouched position, like sitting, with their feet planted firmly on the ground. You know, the Viet Cong seat.
Like
And
Indian style?
yeah,
Hmm.
and like he's standing, probably one other person, and they're talking, um, pointing here and there. And as you come closer,
So he's sort of giving them a speech or something from what we can see from a distance.
yeah, like
Okay.
it's not rattling sabers and screaming, but he's talking very quietly, but everyone's listening. Yeah.
Right. Archimedes, something looks like it's going on. Looks like they're preparing for something.
Yes, yes it does.
Let's go find out what's happening here.
Yes, let us go.
So I strut on over to where he's standing with these people, and I say, "Denna Lagostin, my friend, it seems to be the worry all this morning. It seems like there's quite a bit of excitement, subtle excitement, if you will."
Ah, Revlin. Good to see you out and about. Well, it is said that the army at Lake Sember is making ready for a move through the Vale of Lost Souls.
The Veil of Lost Souls.
What was Lost Voices? I think it's actually the Vale of Lost Voices.
Oh, okay.
But yeah, it probably has a couple of names. Yes. The Fairy, from all we know, have entrenched themselves in Miftanor. We must meet them in battle sooner or later. But we do not know if we can join them. Because we cannot leave our home unprotected.
How many men do you have available at your disposal?
Real fighters? Oh, let me see, what was the population? Like, not many, basically. A few dozen, 100 at most. And that includes the very old and the very young.
Did he say a few dozen, hundred, or
A few dozen, 100 at most. Like,
okay,
from 50 to 100, basically.
50 to 100? Yeah. Well, couldn't you spare a certain amount now to send to the war?
Well,
I'm just curious, like what will happen if you don't aid in this war? Not that I wish for war. It's just I'm curious what this army is all about, because this is the first we're understanding something about these Faerie that are threatening our ancestral homelands. Perhaps we can be of some help. I've kind of sobered up and thought about a lot of the things I said the night before, and thought about how wrong it was for me to despair.
well, many of our daughters and sons already serve under the banner of Therimen Ulat, the Lord of Deepingdale. Our real soldiers, if you want to say so. But the High Queen,
Are they already with the army?
we have not yet had word from the regiments, but I suppose Deepingdale will come to our aid in this time.
No, I was referring to the ones you said that were already with them, or them sent with the Lord of Deepingdale. Are they already? In other words, are they already departed from Moonrise
Yeah.
Hill? Okay.
Yeah, that's what he's saying.
Well,
Well,
what goes on
unless-
here today? Are you preparing for something else, or?
well, I would guess the fire in the east has everyone stirred up a bit, but there has been word of strange things in the forest, and some people who have ventured out have not returned yet.
Have not returned. Have you sent anyone to find them?
There's a party out there, yes.
Of how many?
There's 6 who are on the search. It might be that they are just delayed. The people who haven't been back are hunters who sometimes go into the forest for weeks. But we haven't heard from some of them in quite a while now.
Are they young? Or veterans? Are they experienced?
Well, there's 10 we are missing right now, and well, all of those who you just described are among them. Some of them young, some of them old, some of them grizzled veterans. One of them. But if you meet Findweir, you will know.
Very well, maybe we can assist you with this.
When were they sent out? Last night?
About a week ago,
Oh, I didn't hear him say that.
from what I understand. They've been missing for about a week.
But we only saw the fire last night. Does it come and go? What's the situation with that?
Well, it last flared up in the hills about a 10-day ago. And, well, otherwise we have been spared greater fires this year. But they know to avoid that region. It's close to Darkwatch. Nothing good.
This fire, is it a natural occurrence from what you know? Or is there something deeper causing this? Or do we not know at all? What do we know about this fire?
Oh, there are some who say it's the curse of Darkwatch. I say it's lightning from the summer storms.
So some believe it's some kind of curse in the land, but
Well, things are sometimes more complicated than that. It might be that the curse of Darkwatch dries up the land, makes the trees brittle and weak. And that is good for the fires. Might be there's something in the woods that is responsible for them.
I
for
turn to
one-
Archimedes as he's saying this, and I say, don't even think about it. Like, I'm pointing at him, like, I know what you're thinking. You want to go there and figure out what's happened to this land, right? You want to try and heal it. But we're already on a mission. I thought we were trying to revive this person that we got killed. Don't stop thinking about going there. I can kind of look over at him like, how many missions are we taking on here? You know, I shaking my head.
Well, we have much time, my friend. I mean, as us being elves, we have much time, and life is nothing but a mission. Endless missions. And
Archimedes, those can get you killed.
well, I mean, if we could help heal this land, I mean, why not? I possess such power that they can do that.
Archimedes, I've seen you do some great things, but healing the entire landscape, I think, is even beyond you at this point.
I do believe I possessed such a spell that can cure the land.
When were you going to tell me this?
Well, I've never had to use it before, but I was going to put it to use and see how it works.
And I kind of turn to face Gwaywin and I say, this is who you're traveling with. Be ready. What do you think is going to happen if we go out there? You're from here. Why don't you talk some sense into him?
I look at him and I look back. I look at Archimedes. I look back at Revlin. I said, "You can talk sense into him." I shake my head like I can't believe what's coming out of this.
If you have something to, if you have something good to add, you could try. But I can already see that look in his eyes. Look at him.
I look at him and
figure out this land problem.
I look at Arcanius and I'm like, and
No,
what of my brother,
Archimedes.
Archimedes? What of my brother?
Well, he's in the afterlife now.
You heard what the seer
But we
said.
have a way. We have a way to save him if we can.
Yeah, we can do that. Absolutely.
Well, shouldn't we attend to that first before we go messing around with dark magic and
Well,
fairy
yes.
armies and burning trees and what else do we have to deal with in this
Well-
forest? So far, it's been nothing but pain and misery. We haven't researched anything. I've barely written down anything good except for the color of the trees. I'm here to collect history.
Yeah, let's do that. Let's find the heart of this ash and see. It might benefit us all if we find Ash. He might have answers to all of our problems.
Yeah.
Solutions.
The
I hope
veteran
so.
in front of you nods. Well, it was not my place to listen in, but from what the council said, you would be doing us a great service if you could find him, bring him back. Maybe he knows what is wrong in the forest. But since you are traveling out there into the deep woods, keep your eyes peeled, and if you find any signs of our brethren, well, I would be more than thankful if you lend what aid you can.
Yeah, and I sort of nod my head like, we'll do what we can. I shrug my shoulders a bit and said, well, if we're going, we should get underway here soon. We should leave this morning.
Yeah, he nods sternly, and turns to the group of warriors who have assembled there. That is exactly what we need to think about as well. We can run around like a couple of angry ants, or we can read the wolves and lions in this forest. But first, we need to prioritize. And like he is lecturing them on what is really important for defense of this village and stuff.
So, yeah, Revlin kind of steps off away from where they're all gathered with the soldiers, where the lieutenant is gathered. And I'm assuming the other two are sort of walking alongside me. And I say, so, I believe our path lies towards the north. Perhaps we should head that way. Out of character, do we have horses with us still?
I'm not sure.
Yeah, we do. We have our horses.
Oh, you bought
and-
some in
me and
Deepingdale,
Revlin-
right?
Yeah, we have horses especially for this area. Just me and Revlin, we spent some good gold to buy some decent
So-
horses.
Yeah, you went to the High Moon stables.
Yes, we
Those
did.
are some fine breeds.
I ask Waylon, I say, what do you know of the land north of here? Is it safe for horse travel, or are we sure we're better off going on foot through this dense forest?
That would be a survival check, or
I would assume so.
Yeah, I would say. Oh, that's just most fitting.
that is 16.
All right.
So,
Well, from what you know of the forest northeast of here, you've never been there yourself, but there's lowlands where the lake is close, and then it rises up into hills, which have rather sparse plant life on them.
okay, so it's sparse
And
outcroppings.
are drier. Like, yeah, it's still dense forest, but it's mostly bushes and not the high shadow tops of the swampier lower areas. In the swamps, you will have big problems moving about with a horse. But if you manage to keep to the higher ground, you should be fine.
Turning to Revlin, if we stay to the high ground, it should be safe enough for horses to travel, but if we come across the swamps, it would be near impossible without one of them breaking a leg.
I say we leave them here then. We don't know what we're getting into, especially with Archimedes amongst us. We'll be safe here.
What do you mean by that comment? I always put the animals of survivability above all of
I
this.
just mean in terms of where we decide to go. If we end up in the swamps because of some crazy mission you wish to accomplish, then the horses will be in danger and it'll only slow us down. That's all I'm saying. And I just kind of wave it off. Let's find a stable, livery, or something, whatever would count for something like that here, and pay them to be stable for a few days until we get back. Besides, we have an expert tracker with us. And where's your brother, by the way? Is he going to join us on this quest to save his own brother?
Didn't we send him back to deliver the news?
I don't recall if we did.
I don't recall either.
Yeah, I'm not too sure as well.
I think
But
we
I've,
did send him
there's
back,
something
and you're
coming,
supposed to go back too.
When it comes to Araheldor, I've actually got a plan.
Okay. Did we send them back, though? That was the question.
I think we
Yeah,
did.
we did,
And,
as far as I
and-
remember.
Yeah.
And,
Okay.
and
Yeah, I
Greenwood
think he was like
decided
going to
not go.
bring the bad news to his parents, and Wei Win
That does make sense that we would send him back.
was
But, like-
was planning on helping the two of you retrieve whatever it is you will find in the forest,
Mhm.
from what the seer has told you. That sounds about right, yeah.
Very well. So I strike that comment from the in-character record, because I would have known that. So, and I turn
Devlin was
from...
already drunk at that point.
Yeah. I turn to them and I say, so, leave the horses or keep them with us. My vote's to leave them here.
Who'd you say that to?
To the
Yes,
group,
this-
to the
Oh.
party.
Yeah, me, you're the only one with horses.
That's kind of what I'm doing. But, you know, we're all in on this together, so...
We should definitely leave them behind. Take what we need. and move swiftly through the forest. No
Let
problem.
us set off then. Do you have everything you need before we set out? I have my book, and that's enough for me.
All I need. I don't need anything actually. I'm fine.
I prepared myself last night.
Alright, so Revlin and the party are going to set off now, Dave. So
Yeah.
we head out towards the direction of... I guess we're going towards the Dark Watch. Are we heading north first, or how do
Yeah.
we get there?
Like,
Northeast?
northeast, kind of parallel to the river for a bit. Yeah,
Or you
let
mean
me
lake,
bring
or-
up. Hmm?
We're close to the lake. We're close to Lake Sember, right?
Yeah, that will be to the northwest.
And the Dark Watch is like more towards the northeast.
Exactly. Yeah.
Yeah.
And somewhere in there in the deep forest, you have heard lies the grove of many faces.
Somewhere where exactly? Sorry.
Yeah, in that direction of the Dark Watch, but not as far.
So, do we know how to get there?
Yeah, you have a rough idea.
Alright, so...
Like, in the council, I think they talked a bit about the way, and also Gwaywin, hasn't been there personally, but, you're able to navigate this country, and, get to the place where, the moon touches the birch trees, in the rising of the night or something like that. Like, you have your elven mind map, basically. You know where this place is supposed to be.
Okay. Then let's set out.
Cool.
I found a good track for us to listen to.
Okay.
Oh yeah. And of course, Arahedor will come to say goodbye to you guys. And Waywin, you can see, like, he doesn't like letting you go. Like, you're his little brother. But he knows he can change your mind, probably.
I hug him closely and I tell him, this is something I must do. Do not worry for me. Return with the news to our family of what's happened.
Take good care, little brother.
I will. And I let go and I walk over to Revlin and Archimedes.
As you start turning away from him, he holds your shoulder. There's good news too in the world, I know your mind should be focused on this quest of yours, of ours. But you're going to be an uncle, brother, and I'm going to be a father.
Oh, wow.
I grab him and hug him tightly and congratulate my brother on this great news, and I think to myself that it's even better that he is staying without voicing that
you
thought.
think that lightens the decision for him. You will
So-
bear your name, so you need to come back and teach our little one everything you know.
I will return. I will not miss the birth of my nephew nor watching him grow.
Yeah.
I just hope he's not as much of a hooligan as you were.
Yeah, and I think the two of you share a healthy laugh before you say your goodbyes finally. And you trudge off to your two companions, who probably see like a broad smile on Quavian's face for a change, I guess. Or what does that look like?
He doesn't look quite so grim anymore. There's that very edge of a smile on his face and a little bit of a gleam in his eye. He's a very serious person.
Oh yeah, well, Golfindir was brushing his hair and out ahead or chasing after the women. You learned the hunter's trade.
Well, finally reaching the rest of reaching my companions, I say, well, shall we proceed?
Yes, let's be off.
All right, and you start your journey into the forest.
Hey, out of character real quick. Dave, this
Yeah.
map here, or this board, there should be an image on it, I'm assuming. Do you see a white board?
Yeah, I do.
Damn it. Okay. Oh, let me change that.
Just curious if I was the only one.
Yeah, I did that when I was offline. That might be it. I'm just re-uploading. Oh, that sucks. So, you can upload stuff if you're the host, right?
Yeah.
During a session.
Yeah, dude. So all you gotta do is copy the link address, right click on it, and then go to the thing that's right there on it. And you right click on the details, and you can paste that link right into it. It'll load it right in.
I'm using stuff from my hard drive, like loading it up to the cloud.
That takes a while, but yeah, it can work if you import it from your hard drive. You can do it. What's happening? What are you trying to do? There you go.
Okay, did that work? Yeah, there we are.
Mm-hmm.
Cool, but that means there's more pictures you guys can see, which is all right for the moment.
Yep. So
Well,
we're
take
leaving
care.
Moonrise Hill.
Exactly.
Our star was
And-
way further down here. Really. Moonrise Hill is like more like up there, right? Darkwatch is sort of here. So we're in between Moonrise Hill and Darkwatch.
Yeah, that's the area you're traveling to.
Are we heading right for Darkwatch? Or you said, what's the other place you said we were going to?
Yeah, they call it the Deep Forest. So it's more to the north than Darkwatch. But pretty much in that direction, and somewhere in there. Probably nestled into the foot of those hills.
Like right there.
Yeah, yeah.
What's the name of that?
You know the name of one place, which is the Grove of Many Faces.
And that's where we think we're gonna find the druid, the Heart of Ash.
That's where he is said to have resided in years past. Yes.
Hmm. Must be one hell of a druid. So, where do we go from here, Archimedes?
I believe they said we go to the faceless trees, or the grove of the face trees.
Many faces.
Yeah.
Faces, yeah.
So you're trying to make your way through this fantasy forest. The broad picture in the background with the rider and the mushrooms in the foreground is, I think, a pretty good representation of the lowlands here. So it's kind of Morrowindy out there, with like fantastic vegetation all around you. The big shadow tops rising as high as the redwood forest, and lots of other trees growing together and next to each other in the most fantastic forms, as if this place seeped of magic. And you're trying to traverse the wilderness pretty much. There are paths you can follow for like 2 or 3 hours, and then you come into the wildlands. And you would have to navigate this. I think survival is probably the best test for this. Since Archimedes and Gwavian are both skilled walkers of the wild.
Yeah, natural
They
explorer.
help each other.
So, like, advantage where we both roll and take the highest then?
Exactly. Yeah, and best you just roll, one of you, and then you describe how you guys like proceed into the forest. Who's taking the lead?
Oh, Gwawilian is more interested in being in the lead than being near Archimedes right now.
How do you figure, dude? This is a whole different character than Arcanus.
I'm messing with you. Calm down.
You
No,
can't
he
play
he
it like
feels
that.
he feels more at ease taking the lead. He was trained to be a scout, so that's what he's gonna do.
Yeah.
All right.
So you're just doing what you always do and like dart ahead, vanish into the bushes and the trees, and guide your companions by probably by sound signals, and they don't really catch it.
Well, I hope you rolled better
sight
than
of
me.
you, or...
I got a 12.
Alright.
Let's see if I mess anything up.
Yeah, what's Archimedes doing? Are you turning into an animal, or...
No,
Well,
I'm
isn't
pulling
he rolling for survival too, and we're taking the highest one?
I'm pulling out dice. I'm seeing if it's messing.
Yeah,
Up
you're
the game.
basically doing an advantage roll between the two of you.
Yeah. I'm seeing if it's messing. Okay, it doesn't seem to mess up anything.
Nah, that should be fine right now.
Yeah. By the way, Mike, if you have any idea that Revlin wants to contribute, you're of course welcome to do so.
I'm sort of just like watching the land, and I am just observing different things that I see. I'd like to make some Arcana checks, perhaps,
Yeah,
on the trees themselves. You know.
Yeah, that
Um,
seeping with magic isn't just a metaphor. Or at least
Right.
Revan would have that feeling as someone who's quite well versed in such things.
Oh, and I rolled a 19 for stealth as I'm scouting ahead.
Yeah. Yeah, you can do that.
okay, I rolled. What is it? Survival? 12 plus 5 would be 17, I think.
Oh yeah, you got way better than me.
I
Yeah.
rolled a 15 on my Arcana check.
Okay, cool. So let's do it turn by turn. Gwaywin, you said you are stealthing and scouting.
Yes.
I think you can only do that when you're alone, right?
Yeah. So I'm
So
I'm
you're,
ahead of
like,
them.
Yeah, you're quite ways from the group and like leave signs in the forest where to go.
Yeah, like
Um,
rocks with with sticks sticking out, like a pile of rocks with a stick in it as markers. Rocks laid out on the ground and arrows pointing safe passage paths.
Yeah.
Out.
Like probably marking the trees at eye height or something like that.
Yeah.
Cool. Yeah, but that means you're cut off of the group. How do we want to handle that? I think we just divide play and character knowledge and go on without dividing the group.
Okay.
Or would you guys prefer?
Well, let me double check
to
that
not
I
know
have to
what-
be.
What happens to the other?
We should probably at least be able to see him.
Yeah.
I don't want to lose sight of him because that's bad.
That happens quickly
Basically
in the
splitting
forest. And
Exactly, and
he's
it's splitting the
stealthy.
party.
I don't
He's
see.
moving quietly, basically, but we see him, right?
Not if he wants to use his ranger ability to be able to like do
Which-
long-term tasks like tracking or of pathfinding.
I'm
And,
checking that right now.
I think
Is that
he
in
can-
the
he can
Unearthed
move
Arcanum?
if he's alone. Yeah.
Revised
Oh,
Why would he
Ranger?
have to be
Explorer.
stealth and track? It doesn't make any sense.
He doesn't have to, but he has the ability to if he's not traveling with a group.
Oh.
Different cult terrain doesn't slow you down. Group can't become lost. Remain alert to danger. If I'm traveling alone, I can move at normal pace. I can stealth at normal pace. Okay.
Yeah.
Let's not do that then.
Okay.
Yeah, don't divide the group. You stay with us and track. Because we need to know
So,
where to
Revlin-
go. Or it's pointless.
Yeah, you call him back basically.
Yeah, hey, get back here.
when he
Getting
starts
ahead of
doing
us
that.
again.
Well, who knows what you guys did just prevent. But you were actually looking at this giant mushroom right in front of you, Revlin.
Oh.
When you saw him darting off into the distance. Like you're still on a path that like wildlife would make in the forest,
Yeah.
and you've taken a step to the side to look at this mushroom which rises a good 10 to 15 feet from the ground, where at the highest point of the cap, and it has grown kind of out of one of the great shadow tops, and moss has started to accumulate on it, and you have noticed like a silvery glitter in the moss there, and upon closer examination you can see that it's water reflecting the light,
Mm-hmm.
but it doesn't reflect it like it should, like you're used to, like water normally does.
Okay.
It's not an oily sheen. It's more like the water was crystalline and like breaks the light into different colors,
Mm-hmm.
but it's still liquid and water definitely.
It's very strange to call it water if it's crystalline. Am I seeing this dripping off the mushroom? You said.
Yeah, there's some coming off the mushroom as well. Like an oily. It's an oily substance. It doesn't really look like oil, but yeah, the mushroom upon closer examination seems to have like a similar liquid upon it.
Let me make an investigation check on the mushroom.
Okay.
See if I can figure anything out about it. Well, does my Arcana check reveal any details about what the substance may be?
Like your Arcana check basically reveals to you that there must be something magical. Like it's seeing this crystalline quality of the water. Like Archimedes just went right past, and so did Gwaywin. But you were like, wait a second, that's not normal. There's magic here.
That would be more of a perception thing, but I stopped and then examined it with my Arcana, right?
Yeah, like you would say that the water that you can find on this mushroom has magical properties.
Alright, so
you would have to do more experimentation to find out.
I have a flask with me, probably.
Yeah.
I have a kit of some sort. And I get a sample of it.
Yeah.
And I, let's see here. Do I know that spell? Oh no shit. I don't know detect magic. I'm sure it's magical, but I don't need to really confirm it. Can I test something, a theory I might have?
Yeah, of course.
So I kind of gather up I take like a leaf, and I gather up some of this crystal oily liquid, and I set it on the leaf. I set the leaf on the ground, and I just, with a minor incantation of a firebolt, but like a very weak one, I set it ablaze, like with a snap of my fingers, just to see if it reacts to heat.
Yeah, it does like water does. The leaf would quickly catch fire, and the water like just evaporate away.
So
you
nothing
can make a
really.
perception check if you want to, like, since you're investigating the thing. Maybe you see a clue.
A perception check or an investigation check? Because I already see it in front of me.
No, this is about something else you notice.
Okay.
Um,
I got pretty high on that. 24.
Alright. Yeah, definitely. You can see the beetle. And it's
The
freaking
what?
massive. It's like you know these rhino beetles. It's just as big as a small dog, and it's scuttling about among the roots. Trying to stay hidden.
of the mushroom?
Of the mushroom?
Yeah, it's like the mushroom was growing close to that shadow top, and this creature has been like hiding there.
Wait, why did I notice that after I set the thing on fire?
I was gonna ask if I could
yeah,
do
that
some
was just
tracking while he's investigating the mushroom.
okay.
I
Yeah, we
thought
can
you already
get
were
to that.
tracked.
Yeah, that's
Well, you
just-
called me back.
Yeah, well, I didn't call you back to like stop or anything. I just said don't get too far ahead. So let me finish this with Dave. Figure out what the hell's going on here.
Exactly. Yeah, so you set that leaf on fire, and that kind of frightens it. And it moves, and yeah, it's like way bigger than it's supposed to be, just like that mushroom.
And it looks like a beetle.
Yeah.
Does it appear hostile towards me?
It appears to be frightened by you.
Archimedes, hold on.
Yes.
Look,
What is
look
it?
at this. Look at that creature right there. Look at the size of
Huh.
that thing. It's like a beetle.
Yes, it is. We should leave it unharmed. It is not hurting anything, and
We could eat
after all,
it.
there's no. Let the creature be.
I'm just kidding, Archimedes. But what do you make of it? One of that size.
One of that size. Mike, I mean, Dave.
How do they
should
get that big?
Should I do a nature check?
Well, I'll tell you
Um,
one thing before you even think about that. This is magic in this oily substance on top of this. Maybe it's
Really?
eating it. Yes. There's
I do-
magic coming out of the trees here and out of the mushrooms.
Well, since my magic comes from the earth and from the natural elements, would I be able to do nature to see if I could discern what type of natural magic this might be?
yeah, you definitely can.
So is he trying to determine the exact type of thing that's happening here?
A 12?
All right. Well, you can feel magic in this place, definitely. But you don't have a deeper understanding of it.
Okay.
Okay.
Not yet.
So,
But yeah, for you, Revlin, with your logic thing,
mhm.
it might be assumed that this water is responsible for the unnatural growth for
Right.
vegetation and then fauna in the immediate vicinity.
That's what I was thinking. Okay.
Or it's coincidence, or maybe the magic that makes things grow makes the water look weird. But you can test that by looking at your own water, and it's not reflecting light in the same way.
It's
Revlin,
viscous.
Did you take a sample of this?
I just burn it. I'll take another one, and I scoop some in with, I don't know if I touch it or not, but I find a way to get it into a flask that I have without touching it.
Use a leaf
Very
like a
good.
funnel.
Sure, whatever, but I find a way. It doesn't really
Yeah,
matter.
definitely. It's
Mhm.
not that hard. It's pretty easy to like
Yeah.
press the moss and let water flow out and stuff. The beetle, meanwhile, buzzes off into the trees, acting all
Okay.
stressed out. Okay. Archimedes, you rolled a good survival check, right?
Yeah, his was 17.
Yes. Yeah, mine was 17.
Okay, yeah. So you can hear the rustling of leaves as Gwavian comes close to you guys again. And there's also another sound. It's that of crows having a meal. Quite nearby.
What?
Crows
There's something
Crows.
dead nearby.
carrion.
And by the way, yeah, you have an idea of where to go. But you have quite the high passive perception too. And yeah.
So you said he knows which way to go.
Yeah.
I,
Yeah, you know
have,
which way
I
to
have-
go, and you know there's something wrong here.
I have very high perception, actually, Dave. And I have a high passive perception. Mine's higher than his, actually. Mine's 60.
Yeah, that's why. Like the coming back of Gwavian kind of brings you back into the forest, and away from Revlin's musings, and then you hear the other sounds as well, and you're like, okay, we have to go this way, but wait, there's carrion nearby.
Oh.
So, are you pointing this out to anybody?
Archimedes just goes, oh.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. Sorry, I'm trying to. I can't seem to save that copy that David made of the link to the guide, and it only works in Chrome. Okay, so there's carrying ahead. Might be something dead up ahead of sorts.
How do you know
there's-
this?
Well, they are birds and they're swarming around, you know? Probably feasting on something. You should see what it is.
Perhaps we should leave it alone.
Maybe see. It might be those adventures that were sent here. Who knows?
Adventures.
Yeah, was it a week ago?
Yeah,
Group
they
of
sent out a
adventurers?
search party from the
Yeah,
village.
Oh, the people from Moonrise
Yeah.
Hill.
yeah.
Okay, well, I guess they're adventures in a way, but
Or hunters or scouts.
mhm.
Yes, little band of them. You know, we should see what it is. I mean, it's just carrying.
You're right. Let's take a look. Gwaylin, why don't you scout a little bit ahead? See if you can see anything.
I give just a sigh at the little bit and then start walking off ahead.
Okay.
And this
your stealth
time-
was quite high. We're gonna use that still.
Okay.
Like you're just coming out of the bushes and then you're okay, back into it. And yeah, you quickly can find the source of the sound the birds are making. Off of this big.
Oh, for
Hmm.
well, that's interesting.
What's there?
Oh no, that was the one with the wagons. Sorry. It's a campsite.
Oh. Oh, great.
Did you grab the wrong thing out of your bag?
Yeah, I have something to say. That should be best. Okay. Yeah. Let me knock that. And you're coming from the other side of this little ravine with
Where, right here?
the water running down. Yeah. Pretty much over there.
You want us to shrink ourselves down small?
You can see
Oh.
these are tents, which are probably yeah, like 1 inch is 5 feet, I'd say.
It's about the same size as me.
Yeah, Archimedes is now about 5 feet tall. And yeah, Gwaywin is hiding up there in the bushes. The two of you are just coming along. You don't see much yet. Archimedes, maybe with your passive perception, you can smell like an old fire. And you can hear the birds. Maybe Gwaywin from his elevated position can spy like a glint of the tents from where he's standing.
Kind of just I stick to
Is
the
it on
bushes.
rise?
I stick to the brush and I just kind of move along till I can get a good view.
Is this on a rise?
Yeah, that's
It looks
raised
like
up.
it's on a- Well, then you wouldn't be able to get where you're at unless you climbed up there.
Oh, I thought Dave had the pointer like that, saying this is where we came out.
No, right where I'm at, where's we came.
Yeah, like Gwaywin up in the bushes is perfect.
Okay.
And the other two, like they're coming up behind you, and you can kind of funnel them into one direction. But yes, that general direction, that side of the board generally is completely fine. You're moving through the forest. There's not really a lot of pathways and stuff.
Okay. So I try to quickly and sneakily traverse that gap in the foliage and get over to here to get a better view of what's across there. Can I?
Okay. Make a perception check, please.
What happened to those dice of yours that I stole? Come on. Nothing's happening. My ping's too high.
Ah, damn. All right. Sorry, I'm just loading in something.
Okay, there we go. Alright, red die, don't fail me now. Ooh, that's gonna be a perception of 23.
Oh wow. Yeah, you can definitely see something from where you're standing.
What do I see?
There's some lazy bastard lying there. You can see not much of them right now. Only their head and right arm, which are like sprawled over that lying tree trunk there. As if they were sitting in front of it. But the weird thing is, like, the head has lolled backwards and is just staring into emptiness.
I give out like a bird call to kind of get their attention of Arcanius and Revlin as I
Yeah.
start heading back towards them.
Yeah, the crow who was like hopping toward the elf that was lying there looks at you irritated, but not much else happens. Blast them all! Crows!
Alright, so what did you see?
There's somebody up there, it looks like. They may be dead, I don't know. It's hard to tell from this distance, but they're just laying there, letting the birds pick at them.
Would you be alive if that was happening? Let's go.
They could be under the
Is it
effect of
safe?
a spell, for all I could tell.
I don't think so.
It looks
Let's
safe
take a
enough,
closer look.
but I climb my way down.
So we head up to the I head up to the camp.
Yeah, you see some more. Let me just kill these guys here.
Trying to keep his stealth going, Gwalion draws his scimitar and dagger and presses up against the wall. Just in case.
There's a wall right there?
Yeah, that's a ledge.
Yeah. Are you coming up with us?
Slowly behind you. I don't know what's up there, and you guys just took off ahead.
Well, I said I'm going, so I assume we'd all be going together.
He's being
By
careful.
the way, I have some music for you here.
Uh-oh.
I guess you remember that song.
Which one are we playing?
Fortune, my
Fortune,
foe.
my foe. Okay, so you come upon the campsite of what looks to be hunters. None of them are left
What
alive.
do they look like?
Well,
Do they look dead?
yeah, very much so. The birds have been at them for a while now.
Are these the elven hunters?
Yes, they look like people from Moonrise Hill. Maybe a little more wilderness clothing. Pretty much all of them have like a long knife or a short sword. There's a few spears lying around the camp, bows, arrows.
I step into the camp and I have a look at one of the bodies
All right.
and I start examining it.
Yeah, that's investigation,
Sure.
definitely.
Yeah, see
Yeah.
the cause of their death.
I'll try.
Yeah,
Oh god, I
mean,
rolled a 1.
I wonder why those brought out. May I assist them with
I
the
must.
roll?
Yeah, please
you can make
help
one
me.
of your
I assist them to give them advantage.
He's helping. Alright, I don't do
how
that
you
good.
do that? Yeah. Yeah, you missed something important.
I got. Even with a 7 though, I got a 15.
Yeah.
So I have a high
oh,
investigation.
Okay. 15 is a different story. So at first, you can't see any injuries. Like, yeah, you can see where crows have been picking at her. But
Or
like
they don't
no entry wound of a blade or something like that.
like no
Right.
arrows sticking out of them or nothing like that.
Yeah. And then Archimedes comes over and like startles you, and he doesn't even have to help you because you touch the body, and like her head rolls over to the other side, and you can see two rather small bite marks in the neck.
Oh shit! I know this all too well. We should
Yeah,
burn the
you know
bodies
this
at
song.
once. We should burn the bodies all at once.
Archimedes, it looks like
Yes,
the
we
curse
know.
of Igdragnir has made it into this dark part of the forest,
Yes,
perhaps.
we know this all too well.
I
Burn the
take a step
bodies.
back
Burn
and
the bodies.
I look at Gwewin. We must burn them.
I cast bonfire.
I cast all sorts of fire shit that I got.
I cast bonfire and make a bonfire. Burn the bodies.
Wait! Stop! What are you doing?
Yeah, Quavian, you come walking up and you just see them, and Archimedes goes, "We know this all too well," and they look at each other and just start blasting fire.
Yeah.
What in the 9 hells is wrong with
Stack
you
'em
two?
up. Create a bonfire quick.
Create a bonfire. Yes. Oh,
Burn them.
burn them. Team them. Yes, burn them to a crisp. Yes.
I see a look of mad fever in their eyes as they're burning them.
No,
Uh,
you see an experienced look in their eyes because we are far too experienced that we know what this is. We've dealt with this.
Rather recently.
Okay, well, I interpret that as fervor because I have no idea what you're thinking.
Archimedes personally dealt with this on many occasions.
Yeah, but he doesn't know
knows what
that
this-
yet. So the scene for
The
Quavian
scene is
is
traumatic
quite a horrible one.
and
Like,
horrifying.
He's
you
young
see
and he'll
people
learn.
you may have known from before, and they're lying there dead, and like the birds are hopping about and then cawing and flying away as you enter the camp, and Revlin bows down. Archimedes comes up, he looks up, the head rolls to the other side. You don't even know what's happening, and they just look at each other and then go.
Start
nuts.
burning shit.
Yeah.
Yeah, Revlin shouts, "Gather bodies!" and Archimedes bonfiring shit.
Gwewin is running through their arms, flailing, just like,
Yeah.
what in the 9
Yes.
hells is wrong with your head?
Listen. It's a curse. It's a curse of the Dark Ones.
Yes, it is.
An ancient elven curse. Before you met us, we encountered a creature of great dark power who was a vampire. I saw that there was some bite marks on this woman, on
Not
this
only
elf.
that, elven vampires.
which is really bad because we're so
Yes.
awesome. So I tell them this, and I say if we were to allow them to live,
They'd come after us.
they'd come. They might rise from the dead. They're certainly dead anyway. At least this way, they can have their souls can rest,
Yes. And then they cannot rise again.
and they can't rise again. Exactly.
Yes. This is what must be done, young one.
Arm yourselves. Whatever
Absolutely.
did this could be
Yeah.
nearby.
You should search around for tracks.
Well,
Yeah,
I did a survival. I rolled 16 for
So,
just
yeah.
looking for tracks.
You know.
This is like one of the
thing.
first times Revlin and Archimedes both just like agreed instantly.
Burn shit.
Yeah, we normally agree though and get along. I mean, we've been venturing together for so long, so we already know each other's movements before we make them. You know, but,
Pretty much.
But we know this all too well to be great danger.
This one really looks like she's burning.
of mankind.
So,
Yes, it is.
before like you start bonfiring things, and Revlin, you drag the first corpse from that dead tree into the fire. You get the wizard from his tent, or probably he's more of a druidic character, like
Right.
your wild hedge wizard type. And who's getting that third corpse that's lying a bit away from the camp?
I guess I go around gathering all them up.
Yeah, I help too. I help
Alright.
too.
So yeah,
We both assist each other with carrying the corpses into the fire.
cool. So you both like the first two corpses, probably Revlin worked a lot on his own, and then you come to help him. So you walk over to the third one. She's like lying on her stomach, and you can see a blade protruding from her rib cage in the back.
Oh.
And like as you pick her up, you know this blade.
Oh. I do?
Both of you have seen it before in the hands of one of your companions at the Well of Darkness.
Oh,
That bastard.
The
That-
half-elf Liara drank from the well and vanished. into
Oh, I
the-
thought it was gonna be Boo's character.
yeah. I was hoping to kill this character off actually.
I
But,
would
Nah, he's
love
a
to
cleric
kill.
of Saloon now. He lives in High Moon and
yeah.
has become a
So,
nice guy.
who was she? She was with the caravan, and
Yeah,
she.
she was.
Yeah, that
she took
mercenary Bellhand had hired.
Yeah.
Oh, and she came
At
with
the
us into
very-
that one dungeon.
The very
Yeah.
beginning of this of our adventure in the travels, when we were first escorting, and we come across that little ruins area. Yes, she drank from the well, and then left and fled,
Okay,
as I greatly resisted it.
got it. Okay. Interesting. Archimedes.
But I do
She's
not
on the
believe-
loose.
Yeah, she is. We must be very cautious. We
This
must
is
make
our
this-
doing.
We must make this young one aware of what dangers lie ahead, and how dangerous this foe is. That this is not just any ordinary elf.
But listen, Archimedes, this is our fault. We led that woman in here. She became a vampire because of our quest to
Well, we
investigate.
don't know exactly, but we do know she just jumped in and drank from the well willingly, and then
Yeah.
she fled.
It was
That's all
not
we
like
know.
Fimbur.
Well, my
pushed
point
into the
is,
well.
Yeah.
we
I
have
pushed
we
him
have
in
to
the well.
find her. We have to find her and kill her.
Yes,
Because
we
look what's
do.
happening now.
I know she's
This
going
is what
around.
I meant when I said we were going to leave. We were going to find something that we didn't want to find. But now
Well,
we
that
have
is-
to go.
That is
stop.
life. That is life, my friend. That is life. And we'll live old to tell tales about it one day.
Wait, we have to find this person who did this. Let's take a look around.
Well, Gwaywin, your words
She's
just
an
go
excellent
right over
tracker.
his head as he's walking around the camp, looking at all the footprints, trying to discern yours from anything else that might be there. I rolled a 16 for survival.
Beware, she is an excellent tracker herself. She's not just no ordinary elf. She's a great tracker and a hunter. And now she possesses power that is great.
Power we
Alright.
don't understand yet.
No.
Alright, DM,
Did
did I
we
pick
did
up
have
any
a-
tracks?
Alright, so you have a good look around, and you can pretty much tell the story of what happened here. Someone, a rather light person, possibly female, came out of the bushes where the third corpse was lying. There was a quick struggle. Then she went into the camp, killed the one by the fireside, killed the one in the tent, and vanishes.
Just
There's no tracks that lead away.
Oh no.
basically
one of
backtracking.
you can-
I tell
Yeah.
everyone what happened.
I think Revlin can make like, is knowledge vampires? Yeah, it's an Arcana check, right?
I would believe so.
I think it's more of a history check. It doesn't
Yeah,
really
it's a
matter.
history.
Yeah, both could actually work.
Yeah, I have equal proficiency in both, so I rolled a 17 on that.
Yeah, you know, vampires have the power to turn into animals, like crows, rats, wolves,
Ah, yes.
and by the way, with your survival roll, Gwaywin, your instincts kick in. If anyone is still around, who's done this, with this fire here, they know you're here. Or something is happening here.
So okay, I dash over to the bushes here, and then I try to and then I begin to use my primeval awareness to see if one of my favorite enemies is nearby. Well, vampire, that'd fall under undead, right?
Yep.
Okay, so I wouldn't be able to detect her. She's not humanoid.
Well, at least with this fire, you can set the trap.
That would be a possibility, actually. Yeah.
So
Well-
I'm gonna go.
Here's my thought, though. If it's undead, which it certainly is, and we have this fire going, perhaps we should gather some more things to fuel this fire, keep it going. So
It's a magical fire. It's a bonfire. I can concentrate it for 10 minutes.
So we have a fire going, and we can use it to our advantage if this person comes here.
Yes, all I have to do is concentrate on it.
But
And
if they're smart, they won't attack us. 'Cause
no,
we're awake.
Yeah, it could be any of those crows.
but we might use you as bait
Eeny, meeny, miny, mo. Which crow?
because I'm gonna go into these
Do
bushes
you know?
and use my mask of the wild.
I am not going to be bait here.
Yeah, suddenly both your companions have vanished.
I use
I have
mask
high
of the
stealth
wild.
too.
I have mask wild, which automatically blends me into all natural surroundings and obscurities and stuff like that. So
All right,
it's a wood elf. It's a wood elf racial ability.
I rolled a 15 on my stealth as I went back to cover, and then I want to, would it be perception to try and see which, if any of the crows are acting weird? Like, unusual for a bird?
Yeah, we can make that perception, and let's say you can specifically do this because of your primeval awareness.
Okay, well then I rolled a 12 on that.
Alright, the crows are definitely acting weird. You cannot make out why. Maybe it's because they were disturbed. Maybe it's because of the giant fire. Maybe it's because something's not right.
Alright, let's see. I pull out my bow. And I pick the calmest of the crows. The one that is acting the most normal. And I line up an arrow at it. And I let loose.
Alright.
Because of everything they've said, the one that's acting the most natural is the one that is most concerning to me.
Yeah. You hear the thud of an arrow, and a crow falls dead.
And nothing happens.
Just falls dead.
Okay.
You bastard, you just killed an innocent animal that caused you no harm.
I'm not replying to anything. I'm just kind of trying to stay hidden in my foliage in the bushes.
I think this calls for some dark music. Dark
Yeah.
forest.
Let me bring someone in too.
I grab the song.
Like,
Are we gonna wait here? Archimedes, should we leave this place?
Well, I thought we might wait, but maybe we should leave. Or I get an idea. Do not worry. And you, young one, quit shooting at innocent animals. Leave them be. And then I wild shape into a wolf. And I search the camp for a scent of smell, to see if I can't seek out the one that murdered. You know, I'm picking up all these senses, but I'm trying to smell the one that is the undead one that killed of that elf, if I can remember her and her smell of any sort of anything like that. That's what I'm doing.
okay. How much time has gone by in the meantime? I'm gonna leave this up to you. Like, you have the pacing when laying the ambush.
Not long. About
You
10
mean since we
minutes.
approached the camp?
About 10 minutes.
Pretty much. The important thing is since you lit the fire.
Oh, so maybe 5-10 minutes.
Yeah.
So I walk over and put my foot on the crow that I shot and yank my arrow back out. Re-quiver it and redraw my scimitar and dagger and meet up with
So-
Revelin over here.
So I rolled a 16? No. 15. I rolled a 15. For my sense of smell in wolf form. Do I pick anything up?
Alright. You have the stink of burning flesh in your nostrils. You can maybe even smell that eerie, otherworldly thing that is not alive anymore. But
I'm
you
trying
cannot
to pick
tell
up
whether
this.
it went or if it is.
I'm trying to pick up the scent from the camp to see where it might have went.
Okay. What did you roll?
15.
And you did use, like, you're in wolf form, right?
Yeah, I'm in wolf form, and
You used advantage.
I got keen hearing and smell.
Okay.
Did you use advantage on the roll though?
Yeah, I did.
Like, the thing is, she turned into a bird and flew you away.
Okay.
Still, you...
Well, no, well, this is good information that I know.
Yeah,
So,
like, that's what Revlin was implying, basically.
okay.
Oh,
Well, at least I know. Yeah. But okay. So.
And maybe
about-
something stuck
how
to
about-
her, like the smell of the campfire or something. And yeah, you might be able to like kind of track her, but with her flying for an unknown distance, and she's landing now and then probably, but
I know, but what I'm
it would be
saying
a
though,
long search. Like,
her being a vampire, she probably has a lair somewhere, and I'm wanting to track where she came from.
He wants to track her back farther, like after she came up
Yeah.
to here and
Before.
attacked.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I want to track because her being
okay,
a vampire,
yeah, you want to track her
probably-
footsteps.
Yeah, I want to track her
Yeah.
footsteps. Maybe we could find where her lair is.
Yeah, that should work. out.
That's what I'm thinking. Out of character. Now, I can't communicate this with the group because none of them speaks animal.
But I
such as
can-
me.
I can understand gestures and get your basic intent when you're in animal form with my primeval awareness.
Right, and he would know that, so perhaps he can just
Yeah.
start leading in the way he
Yeah.
wants to go. And I know him well enough to understand that too. I don't need to have a skill. I just know what he does.
Okay. Yeah, the steps definitely are something you can further investigate. And they lead you off into the forest for about 5 minutes.
Okay.
Where they end and you see like a raven's footprints. But what you can see is that there's like a path in between the trees where you could fly in from higher ground. That is about an hour or two on foot away. Maybe
A
those
path.
hills
Oh, up in the hills.
might
Okay.
have some caves in them or something where she's
Now,
hiding.
just to let you know, Dave,
Yeah.
being a druid and at 6th level, I can move through. I have long stride, which I can move through non-magical difficult terrain, costs no extra movement, and I can also pass through non-magical plants without being slowed by them, and without taking damage from them or spines or similar hazard. In addition, I have advantage on saving throws against plants that are magically created or manipulated to impede movement, such as those created by Entangle Spell. So I can move through non-magical and magical terrain, just I have advantage on magical terrain as well.
Alright.
So if
Um,
you're moving through difficult terrain.
Yeah, you can probably make it an hour or an hour and a half through those hills.
Okay.
Revlin would probably be slower.
And
I
I'm
think.
just, and I'm pointing
Wait,
my nose, and I'm pointing my nose. I'm looking at the group. I'm giving low grumbling growls, and I'm pointing back to the direction. And I take off with my hair standing up, and I get so far ahead, and I stop, wait for him to catch up, and I repeat the same motions as this is where you know, she came from. I'm saying I'm trying to lead them to the lair where she came from, and I'm letting the group know that, and letting them know by my low grumbling growls, my hair standing up, my fur, my tail, you know, stuff
You're
like
giving
that.
constant signals.
Yes, I'm giving constant
Yeah.
signals. Yes.
Yeah, so we get some shots of the group rushing through the woods, right?
Through the woods, like at a fast pace. Yeah. Keep
Yeah.
up with them. Gwalian, don't let him get out of your sight.
Yeah, and get there before the sun sets.
Yes, yes, absolutely. There before the sun sets.
Yeah, let's see if you can make that. You have been a few hours on the road. You have spent a little time here, probably not more than an hour. But yeah, do an athletics check probably.
On athletics?
Yeah.
Okay. Athletics.
Everyone?
Yeah, everyone has to run. You can do this as a group though.
I rolled a 20.
The others can help you if you fail. Nice.
Athletics. Oh, athletics is strength.
Yep.
Shit, mine's 5. I failed mine.
I outrun the wolf.
I move at 40 feet a move at pace though.
11.
Alright. So, what did we have? 11?
20.
And Vince, what was that?
5.
Oh,
Total?
okay.
Yeah.
So you have 2 fails, which is more than 50%. The sun is getting lower as you reach the hills. It's mostly dry ground, but here and there there's rock peeking out from underneath the earth, and you see a steep path leading up. Brittle grass and bushes, a few gnarled trees here and there. It'll be dark soon. 2 hours, 3 at most. And she could be everywhere.
She could be everywhere, you said?
Yeah.
Anywhere or everywhere?
Everywhere.
Let me just grab you guys. You definitely made good pace though. Like you are having your problems, but you were getting there fast. It's just difficult to navigate. Like you have to backtrack sometimes for a mile or two, just because the path ends in a swampy area or at a cliff. Who's missing? Where's Quavian?
Right here.
Alright. As you're walking up the hill, you can hear strange sounds, as if wood was breaking, and a deep moaning, grumbling noise.
Do I sense the smell? And also, want me to roll on hearing? I got King's hearing and smell, so.
Okay, yeah, you can try to make out what's happening here. You cannot see much from down there, since the path leads up the hill in like serpentines.
Okay, so let's see. That would be perception, right? 14 plus 8 would be 24.
Alright. You have heard such sounds before. You can call them the treants of old, who live in the deepest and oldest forests, have a language of their own.
The what?
A language they speak.
What language do they speak?
It's probably a variant of Sylvan.
Yeah,
Well, I understand, Sylvan.
Yeah.
I think we both do.
Um,
No, I don't.
Yeah, I understand Sylvan and Drudic.
okay. It's hard to make it out from this distance. But
With my keen hearing, even?
it sounds like they are in pain. And maybe you can hear a whisper that translates to something like the burning of the runes.
Okay. I turn to my my natural form, and I tell the group that what is it, ent or treant? Or,
It's one and the same thing, dude.
Yeah,
Okay.
it's
Yeah.
just the same thing.
okay. I tell them there's a treant or an end up there. I could barely make out what he's saying in the language of Sylvan. I should go see what I could do to help aid him. So I turn to my natural form and I move up 35 feet,
Alright.
which
Yeah.
would be, let's see, that's 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30, 35 would be right here.
Yeah. From there you can hear him better. Yeah, you hear his desperate moans.
I speak out to
Oh,
him
bro.
in Sylvan. I say, do not fear, I am coming to aid you.
Yeah, the whisper just continues. But you are in hearing distance.
Alright.
What do you others do?
I'm following behind. Blade still and I draw my longbow. And I'm keeping a sharp lookout. What's going on around us?
Evelyn, my friend, do you wish to join us?
I think you walked away because you took too long talking.
I didn't take too long talking. You can't take too long talking. Oh, boy.
It's a joke.
Oh, his headset died.
Oh, his headset died. Yes.
You back, Mike?
Welcome
You there?
back. Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah, I started nodding out, and then I was.
Yeah, we
I didn't
can
hear you
get to
guys.
We can get to a good cut. If we want to make one.
Are you getting
Yeah,
tired?
I'm really tired. Yeah, I just.
Okay, sorry. No problem.
Yeah, I gotta go.
No problem, Mike.
Pissed. I gotta get up early too.
Yeah, you do, don't you?
I got a lot of work to do tomorrow. Yeah.
Yeah, you gotta get your electricity on, or internet on and all that stuff.
Yep. Yeah, I gotta get going. Actually, I didn't realize how late it was getting.
Okay.
Yep. Maybe we can pick it up again.
Yeah.
Yeah. And I hope you can see that image in the background now. We're gonna
Yeah, I
deal with
do.
that next time.
Oh crap. A blood druid. That's what it looks like to me.
Oh, wow. That is an awesome picture.
Yeah, I needed to bring that in somehow. And I think I've got a plan for it. Yeah. So
Oh yeah, you're yawning.
Yeah.
Good
for
night,
for
dude.
closing words, I would say as you come closer to the dying treant, you hear his voice clearly. As he sees you coming, he turns toward you, and in a groaning, grumbling whisper, says to you, "The emissary's curse. Make it stop. Make it stop."
Tell
While
me.
he rises to his feet, and you can see that beneath the bark, there's movement, and hundreds and thousands of maggot-like worms are swarming over this tree and writing strange runes into his skin.
Do I? What type?
And
What type of runes do I understand them?
Ooh.
I would say we keep that for next session.
Okay. Okay. Cool.
Yeah. Let's
I mean,
figure that
yeah,
out.
we
Alright.
could get into this, but I just
All right,
wanted to
save the
keep
table.
clipping.
Save the table for us.
Yeah, definitely.
Save
And
the
isn't
table for
Revlin
us.
a master evoker or whatever? I think that would come in handy in this situation.
I can burn anything I want, but
Yeah.
But you could also
Nice.
not burn exactly what you don't want.
yeah, not exactly like that. Maybe.
That
Might work.
actually might be a good way to deal with this situation.
Yeah. We'll think about it next week.
Yeah, because there is possible combat here.
Yeah.
But if you guys get creative, I'm gonna give you the getting along with the tree and thing.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, that's.
We'll definitely have to
something-
see.
Yeah, that's definitely something I would do. Being the druid that I am, of course, I would always come to the aid of, Sylvanas' creatures. Of the
I'll
forest
talk to
and
you
all
guys
that
later.
stuff.
Alright,
Yeah,
Mike.
good night to
Good
you.
night.
Later. Good night.